Hello, everyone. We are here to introduce you to Sprint 5. This is, we're coming in, getting close to the end, and this is what we're going to tell you has to be done this week. This week you're going to be working on costume plans, props, sets, and all of that is going to be due this coming Friday, March the 4th. And the costumes, what you have to do is you have to create your costume plan for each character. You have to schedule a costume appointment with our so that we can work with you to get the costume that you need. And you need to make sure each group member has a paper bag brought in and labeled with name and contents. You have to find a place for your group to store your costume bags in Ms. Mesmer's or Ms. Marinese's classrooms.
And we also have a form for you to fill out. The costume plan is actually a form that you put your name on and your class period and your group and your character, and then you list out all of the costume elements that you need or that you have. So if your character, for example, is wearing a skirt and a blouse and an apron and a bonnet and some shoes, then you would list out skirt, and if you already have the skirt, then you put self, as in I'm providing this myself, and if you need us to provide you a skirt, then you check need, and you put any notes, like it needs to be long, it should be floral, or for working in, not fancy, or if it's fancy, then you want to say that. So you describe the costume parts that you need and the costume parts you'll be providing yourself. And before you can make a costume appointment, we will need to see all of the costume plans. And once we see all of those, then we can make you the appointment. And it's better to have your appointment sooner than later because the good costumes go early.
And do we want to have them make their costume appointments with their groups?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you need to do it with your group. You plan on going all at one time so that you can discuss what's appropriate for your scene.
Yes.
So next we're going to talk about props. You're going to need props, and you need to have whatever you need. If you need logs for a campfire, or you need a wagon, or figure out how you're going to work with a wagon. If you need a couch, we need to know.
What are props versus sets, though?
Props versus sets would be...
Props are the things you carry around with you.
All right.
And sets are the things that are on the stage. So the props would be if it's anything that's mobile on the stage. So a book or pots and pans or a plate, those are all props. And then the sets are things that are on your stage that stay there, like furniture, trees, a campfire, things like that.
All right. You got that, people?
The props are the prop list is due, and then you're going to gather those props for your scene. And if there are any props that you cannot get, then we can have a spot on the board, and you can ask your classmates about them if anyone can bring those things in. Also, you can make props, and we have a wonderful volunteer who makes amazing props every year. She made that great fire that we use every year, and she makes really cool props. So if there's something that you need that we can't get, possible that we could make it. And then with the sets, you want to figure out what kind of furniture or other things you need on your stage, and then figure out where you can get those things. And sometimes we borrow tables and chairs from the library or from classrooms, or people bring them from home, and so we'll be bringing things in and storing them and then using them on your stage. So you have to have your plan for your sets and start bringing those things in.
Okay, next, sound effects. Some of you may want to have some effects. You might want to have gunshot sounds, or you might want to have just some kind of noise in the background. If you want that, you need to figure out how to get it, where to put it on your phone or on your computer, and you're going to have to talk to our sound music technicians to make sure that it's in the proper place to be able to coincide with your scene. Stage manager, we need one person per group to become the stage manager, and that person is in charge of the blocking for all the scenes. So we're continuing with the stage manager position. That stage manager needs to really be in charge of scripts. You need to run the rehearsals, making sure that everybody has what they need to get the job done. You might need to call extra rehearsals outside of class if needed, and very often it is necessary to do that.
The director is the person who's in charge of managing the scrum board and making sure all of the tasks that need to be done are getting done. So the director looks at the scrum board and says, hey, you signed up for props. How's it going with props? I noticed you haven't gotten that verified yet. Do you need help, or are you having a problem, or are you just flaking on us, or what's going on? And the director has to stay up on that. And if there's a problem motivating people in your group, if you have people who aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, that's when you communicate with Miss Mesmer or with Miss Marinese if you're not able to get through to that person. And let us know if your group needs help, if we need to provide some extra motivation to your group. So that is Sprint 5, and we have a lot of things going on, we know that, but remember you have 2 classes in which to get your work done. So you'll be doing your rehearsals in one class, and you'll be in the other class, the non-history group class, so in English, you'll be working on all of these things, getting things ready. And also remember that starting on Tuesday, when we check your lines, that your lines are memorized, starting that day, you will not be using your scripts anymore in your rehearsal. Only maybe if someone is watching your scene will they have the script so that if somebody drops a line, they can read the line to them. But you should be off book by Tuesday.
That's it.
That's it. Happy Manifest Destiny.